who are the producers for Ritual of Battle?
There's a lot on there, man. El Bill did 2 beats. Esoteric did 4, I think. My man had 1 from Houston. He did 3. My man Schematics in New York, he did 1. DJ Question. Hard to think offhand, man.
I hear you. That's cool.
Celph Titled. I think that's about it.
Okay.
I hope I'm not forgetting anyone.
All right, no doubt. Can you tell us about a couple of the song concepts the fans can expect to hear on it?
To be honest, man, we didn't really do too much shit conceptually. There's a song called Don't Cry, which is just talking about like urban blight, basically. We recorded a bunch of songs for the record. There was actually a song with me, Apathy and King Size, and it was the concept was sort of about wanting to lead the rap game, but it didn't really fit in with the record. So, I mean, the majority of the record is just like, ignorant battle rap shit.
All right. So that's pretty much the reason why Apathy doesn't appear on the Ritual of Battle, because the song just didn't fit the concept.
Yeah. We did basically we recorded like over like six weeks, and each week I would send everyone that was involved with the project the beats that we were recording that week. You know what I mean?
Right.
So at the end of the day, it really came down to how much each individual wanted to participate or the heat to be brought. You know what I mean?
No doubt. So,
I didn't really didn't really get on some pick and choose shit. I left it in everyone's hands.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
I feel that. And so he's still basically a member then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's no beef or anything. You know what I mean? It's just the way it worked out. He was actually doing most of the recording of this record. He was in L.A. recording with Cauze Beyond, so it was just like really a matter of bad timing.
I hear you.
But the record had to be made because it was really the only time that we saw everyone that had the time to do it. Because I was about to go on the Rock the Bells tour. I was on that with Rage Against the Machine and Wu-Tang and Nas. So I had to finish the record before I left for that.
I hear that.
There was definitely a timeline about it.
Right. How do you feel about the evolution of AOTP since its first incarnation 10 years ago?
I think the evolution of it's really like the same evolution of JMT. That it's not something really that's ever, it's not a mechanical move or anything that's done with any, I don't really know how to word it. It's not like calculated.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not a calculated move. It's just the evolution. I think comes, with the evolution of the people that are involved. You know what I mean?
I feel that. I hear you. Tell us about the newest members, Dope Nixon and demigodz, and how they earned their way into the group.
Well, honestly, Dope has been around for years with us. In like '99, he was on. I had a solo 12 with Vinny Paz. It was called Raw's War.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually on the B side of that, and that's going back like 8 years. So he's always been down with me. You know what I mean? He just got caught up in the game a little bit, and did some time in the box. Did some time in jail.
Right.
So when he got out and got his head right with the rap shit. Obviously, he had a place waiting for him. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
And Maj is the cousin of a real close friend of mine named Kay. He's a young kid, so he's been around as well, but he was just young. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like really young. So he was honing his craft, and we were just kept telling him, just as you hone your craft, get better, get better with the whole writing process and all of that, you know what I mean? And by the time we were ready to start recording this, his sword was sharp, so, we felt he was ready, But again, these are people, that are like new to us as people, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or new to us as friends. They've been in our ciphers,
hear that. I hear that. How did Jus Allah come back into the fold?
Again, it was just a natural thing, you know. Over a year ago, we just both decided that, you know, it was something that was, you know, the beef or the separation was really over nothing, some bullshit, you know what I mean?
Right.
So we just, you know, as men decided, like, yo, this shit is stupid, you know, we're bigger than this, you know, it's time to make music again, you know?
What up? What up? Jedi Mind Tricks helped put Babygrande on the map, and now they're signing all kinds of big names. Do you take pride in that?
I mean, it's not, you know, it's not my label, you know?
Right.
So, I mean, I'm not making money off of it. You know what I mean?
Word up.
I'll be proud of it if they pay me some money because of it, but, you know, that's not really my business, you know what I mean?
I feel you. I think the fact that it's Jedi Mind Tricks presents Army of the Pharaohs shows how far you guys came as a group. You don't think?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, we definitely had some, you know, the name has given us some power to do things that we might not have been able to do otherwise, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm definitely proud of that fact, but, I mean, that to me, in my opinion, has more to do with us than the label, you know?
All right. When it comes down to AOTP, do you have the final say in terms of what songs will be used and who appears on the tracks?
I mean, I wouldn't go as far as final say. I mean, I don't look at it as like a boss situation, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, typically, most of the beats come through me, you know, from, you know, producers or whatnot, and, you know, as far as how the songs come together, you know, it's pretty organic, you know what I mean? I'm not egotistical enough to think that I sound good on every beat out there, you know what I mean? There's a bunch of songs I'm not on the record, you know what I mean?
Right.
That I knew other people would sound better on it than me.
Right.
You know? So, I mean, I'm you know, I try to put the pieces of the puzzle together as best I can, you know what I mean? But I don't consider myself, you know, the leader or anything, you know what I mean? Maybe the de facto leader, just from the fact that I put the shit together, you know what I mean?
True.
And get the artwork done and, you know, acquire the beats and shit, but creatively, we're all equals, you know?
True. Feel that. Is it hard to coordinate with so many artists that have their own things going on?
Yeah, man, it is. That's why, like, you know, that's why what I was saying, like, when it comes to time to do it, it has to be executed properly and become very regimented, you know what I mean? Like, yo, we're recording this time, this day, whoever ain't there, they ain't there, and they ain't on the song, you know what I mean?
Right.
It basically comes down to running it like a military camp, you know what I mean? Because there's so many people involved, you know, that it needs to be
on time.
You know, much more structured than the way, you know, I would do a Jedi Mind record, you know what I mean?
I feel that. What's the word on AOT videos and singles? I know you guys just dropped a video for your single, but can you tell us a little bit about that and if you have anything in the works?
Yeah, Dan the Man actually directed it. He's done stuff with D-Unit, and he did Mac 10 Handle for Prodigy, of Monty. He did Raekwon's Ice Water video, so he's a dude that's been around, you know what I mean? I think it just started floating around this week, so, you know, it's called Bloody Tears, that's a single, everyone should check that out, you know what I mean?
Def. Is there any other videos on tap coming after that you might have in mind?
We'll see. You know, again, the record isn't even out yet, so I guess we really have to, you know, once the ball's rolling on it, we see where it's going, then, you know, decide a second single, and then, you know, then from there decide we're going to shoot a video for that. Again, like you asked earlier, it's hard to get all those people together, you know what I mean?
True. What's next for Jedi Mind Tricks, and will Jus Allah be involved?
Yeah, we'll be on the next record. We already have a title, it's called A History of Violence. And it'll be coming out, I don't know, maybe summer of 08. You know, once all the promotion and stuff from the Pharaohs passed down, we're going to start working on that, you know.
I hear that.
Scoop already has like 5 or 6 beats done for it, so we're a couple steps ahead of the game in terms of that.
True. How was the Rock the Bells tour for you guys?
I mean, it was crazy, man, to be out there with, you know, Nas and Wu-Tang and Rage Against the Machine, Kyle Monch, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, in San Bernardino, there was like 100,000 people there, you know what I mean? That's like a humbling experience, you know what I mean?
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, that's like what everybody dreams of.
Yeah, man. You know, San Fran was crazy, and New York was crazy. We did 2 shows in New York. There was like 70,000 people there over those 2 days, so, you know, the whole thing was humbling, you know, to be out there with people that you know, influence you and stuff.
Word.
Frank Cassell, you know.
Yeah, that's crazy. What else is on deck for Vinny Paz?
Right now, man, just, you know, promoting this album, you know, making sure all these other cats on the album get their proper shine, you know.
True that.
And then, you know, get back in the lab and work on this next Jedi record. We toured for the better part of the last year since Servants of Heaven came out, you know. We've probably been on the road for 70% of the year, you know, so it's time to just chill in Philly for a while and, you know, get healthy again and just, you know, make music and stay in the studio.
True. Hell yeah. Is there anything else you want to add that we might not cover, or something you think the people reading this should know?
No, man, you know, I think we covered everything, you know. The record comes out Tuesday the 25th. So,
FYE on that day also, right?
What's that?
FYE on that day also, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, we'll be in the FYE in Philly, so that'll be cool, you know.
That's what's up.
Chill with the fans and stuff, you know, bug out, take some pictures, sign some shit.